This is another series of mine. Where I use leftovers. I'm using all leftovers to make this book, and here are some of the leftovers I've taken from my pile of leftovers. Everything except the tools are leftovers.
First, I'm going to cut the bookboard, which is made out of this box, and I don't know what the box is from. It could be sake. This is a rough cut. Remind me to make it less rough when I go to put the text block in. I'm not sure about the dimensions for this, so I'm going to not cut it. This is a piece of book cloth I got when I first started making books maybe 20 years ago. This is the last piece. Originally this book was going to be called Swimming in the Desert, which, you know, clever. Swimming, desert, sand. But there's a movie, 18-minute long movie called Swimming in the Desert. So I changed my title to Swimming in the Desert. When I started to make this, I went through my leftover pile of papers and I found covers and end papers and things like that. And I just grabbed some leftover, it's not leftover, it's paper I got from a printer about 15-20 years ago. And I'm using this up. That paper is about A5. It's a little bit different from A5. And I just grabbed a pile. I decided however much I grab, that's how big the book is going to be. It turned out I grabbed 142 pages, which is 7 signatures of 5 leaves each, and 2 left over. In about 6 minutes, I'm going to make a big mistake, so that's something you can look forward to. By the way, for people who don't know, A5 is pocketbook size. Speaking of pocketbooks, there was a printer in Venice around 1490 named Aldus Manutius, I think. Pronunciation might be off, but he invented the pocketbook. The reason he invented the pocketbook was he wanted many people to be able to forward books. Also, speaking of Aldus Manutius, he had a motto. His motto was Festina Lente. This is Latin, and it translates into make haste slowly. And that is actually how bookbinders work. They make haste slowly. And that is how I made a big mistake when I'm making this book. I was being fast. I was doing something quickly in haste and made a mistake. That's how I made my mistake. I was making haste quickly. I should have made haste slowly. On my list of things to learn to do in bookbinding are making end bands. Here I'm making an end band out of a string and book cloth. This is not exactly artistic, but it works as end bands for this particular book, and everything is recycled. In making a cover with bits and pieces of leftovers, you have to work with what you've got. And what I got was a lot of different papers plus book cloth. So I tried to find a book cloth large enough to take on the front or back cover, and I didn't. I had to improvise and make it with 3 or 4 different book cloths and 1 piece of paper. Actually, no. I made it with 4 book cloth leftovers and 1 piece of paper. In using leftovers for recycling and upcycling, whatever that is, in making a book, most people have to stop when they have too much. And I think I made just enough, but it could be more elaborate because I was working with lots of leftovers, and each project produces more leftovers. Here's a minor mistake. It's not really a mistake, it's just a choice. Here's a minor choice mistake. I wanted the red part of the book board to be on the outside of the book. In that way, if I have anything that I wanted to expose, red would fit. But, as you can see, I'm gluing the white part down on the spine piece, and that makes the red part on the inside. Once I'm finished with the book, nobody will know, but I do. The major mistake will show up in about 30 seconds, so I'll be prepared. In my haste quickly, I put the blue book cloth on the red side when I should have put it on the white side of the book board. By putting it on the red side, the spine piece is on the inside of the book, not the outside of the book. So I had to rip off the cover, glue it again, and put it on the white side. The blue cloth becomes the front of the book once I put the text block in. Before the text block, it doesn't matter where the blue cloth is, but it should be on the outside of the book, not the inside. So I must remind myself to hasten slowly. Festina lente. Not shown in this particular creation of a blank notebook is me cutting the book boards to size. Thanks for reminding me. Also, from now on, putting stuff on the cover is mostly just cutting it and gluing it, so I didn't want to bore you with more details before we finish. And I did not make any more mistakes in making the cover or casing it. So, congratulations me. I think one big mistake per book is sufficient, don't you? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. TDGB bookmakers.podbean.com